No question, the State of the Union address had its fans and its harsh opponents. But there was a moment, there was this one moment, where almost everyone on both sides of the aisle applauded.
But we can do so much more. You know, last year, Vice President Biden said that with a new moonshot, America can cure cancer. So tonight I'm announcing a new national effort to get it done. And because he's gone to the mat for all of us on so many issues over the past 40 years, I'm putting Joe in charge of mission control. For the loved ones we've all lost, for the families that we can still save, let's make America the country that cures cancer once and for all.
President Obama putting Vice President Biden in charge of that fight against cancer. Here is what the Vice President told our Gloria Borger this week.
I learned a lot about, for lack of a better phrase, the mechanics of cancer and the delivery systems. And there's so many changes, and they're just on the cusp. But then as I got into it more deeply after Bo passed, I realized a lot of this is siloed. I've now met with over 200 oncologists and cancer research centers and philanthropists involved. And what everyone acknowledges privately, and what I hope I can do, they think I may be the convener. I may be able to bring them all together.
Keep in mind, 1 in 3 American women, 1 in 2 American men will be diagnosed with cancer. This affects all of us. So is President Obama's JFK man on the moon moment a realistic goal? Who better to talk to about this than Dr. Otis Brawley, the Chief Medical Officer, Executive Vice President of the American Cancer Society. Let me tell you, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, ma'am.
When you look at this, it's been a fight that this country, the world, has been fighting for so long. Former President Nixon declared a war on cancer more than 40 years ago. He signed the National Cancer Act into law. Is it realistic that we can get this done?
I do believe it's realistic. You know, I've had the fortune of practicing medicine now for 30 years. I can tell you things have gotten much better in oncology, much better in cancer. And I actually see a number of scientific findings, things that were learned from that National Cancer Act. And because of the National Cancer Act, if we can just organize ourselves a little bit better, we can go to that next level, and we can have a lot more people who are cured, a lot more people who have effective treatments, and I might also add more cancer prevention.
Mm-hmm. And prevention has been very, very useful in bringing down the number of cases, no question. The Vice President wrote about this on Medium this week, and he wrote this. Right now, only 5% of cancer patients in the U.S. end up in a clinical trial. Most aren't given access to their own data. That shocked me. What do you think needs to change on that front?
Yeah, if we could get more people in the clinical trials, we could actually advance treatment much faster, much faster.
So why not? What's holding it up?
Well, unfortunately, clinical trials are only available very frequently in certain hospitals. There's a lot of administrative hassles to get those clinical trials available to the patients who need them. And that's some of the stuff that the Vice President can actually help us with. There's lawyers who are concerned about privacy issues in one hospital that are not privacy issues at another. We can get clarification of what the laws are. We can actually, much of what needs to be done is logistical and not even new science. But when we get to new science, it can help us to streamline the system in which science is funded.
A cure is one thing, and having a drug that is widely available and affordable for everyone that needs it, that's another thing, isn't it?
That's right. You know, we have data to show that there's been a 40% decline in death rate from breast cancer throughout the United States. But there are states in the United States where there's been no decline at all because, unfortunately, some people don't get to share in the fruits of research that we've already had. So dissemination of research findings is actually going to be incredibly important in making sure everybody can enjoy in the fruits of this research.
And the affordability, right?
Affordability is certainly an issue. Distribution, even of cheaper drugs and cheaper techniques, is also a problem. But affordability, unfortunately, some of the newer drugs cost $10,000 a month.
What we also heard from the Vice President is he talked about these silos, Doctor, and these silos that need to be broken down between universities doing research, big pharma doing R&D. Do we need more coordination, sort of a central place where it all comes in? Competition is good to keep you going, but at some point you all have to be on the same page.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the command and control aspects, and indeed, I like the moonshot analogy because back in the 1960s, we had a NASA administrator who said, we need to invest in this because this is important. We need to decrease investment in something else because it's less important. What's happening now in cancer medicine is you'll have an investigator at one university who does an experiment, does not share the results with other investigators, and then 5 or 6 other people will repeat it. And the government's paid for something 6 times and only needed to pay for once.
So that's absurd. That wouldn't happen in the private sector in terms of how to run a business efficiently. How can you actually fix that while letting these pharma companies be competitive?
Well, I actually do believe that someone like the vice president, as a logistician, as a manager, can actually do this. It's going to take a long, hard time to do it. Now, by the way, I would hope that the vice president would continue being interested in this beyond his vice presidency. This is a long-term commitment that we need in medicine.
Yeah, I think there's no question. It means certainly quite a lot to him and to so many Americans. It's good, I think, for everyone that we're embarking on this even more. Dr. Otis Brawley, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
This week.